Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and as promised this will be a video to help a lot of you out there get yourself a product so that you can apply blood effects to your figures or your figures weapons or a base or whatever the case may be, a diorama, whatever you want to use it on. But for years I was pretty much stuck trying to figure out what to use for a good sort of blood effect, and quite a long time ago, a few years back, someone in the community did send me a small amount of the blood. I'm not too sure if it's the exact same stuff that I'm going to be showing you today, but it does dry and look wet and is very, very good. Like, there's no tacky feel to it. So that's some of the stuff there, although like I said, I'm not too sure if that's the exact same thing I'm going to be showing you, but that's the kind of thing I've been after ever since. So very handy for maybe if you want to bloody up Freddy's blades on his glove, or if you want to give Michael Myers a bloody knife, or in this case I would like to make the teeth and the mouth on my Neca American Werewolf in London a bit more bloody. So I actually bought a second one of these because I really couldn't decide which head sculpt to use with it, and I wanted to display both. So I'm going to have a bloody version and a clean version. So bloody version is over here, and this is the stuff, folks. So it's called EBA, that's EBA, and this is the bright blood. I think it's about 3 or 4 different variations in sort of brightness. I went for the bright blood because working at a hotel on the night shift many years ago, unfortunately I did see what fresh blood looks like, and it's very, very bright when it first comes out of its host. So I went with the bright blood. I'll just I'll let you see this. You can pause that and read it if you wish. There's all the information. It's made in the USA. So I got mine on eBay. So I got in touch with someone in particular who I can't mention, but they did suggest I use this, and then my mate Simon mentioned it as well, EBA blood. So I finally got my button gear and I got myself some. So I mean, if you wanted to make this darker, I'm sure you could just add a tiny bit of acrylic black paint to it or something, but maybe just get the darker blood if that's what you want to do, if you want to make the blood look older. But like I said, I wanted it to look fresh, so I went with the bright blood. But it's was it transfer proof, waterproof, wet finish, quick dry, and I can confirm that is all true. It does dry pretty quickly and it's great to work with. So I'll show you the results. I might leave this one as he is, and the new one that's over here, I'm gonna bloody up his mouth, and around the mouth the teeth, and some on his claws on his feet. And I also brought in a Trick or Treat Studios Michael Myers knife that comes with the 1/6 scale 78 figure, so we can try some of this blood on this knife and see how that looks. So I hope this is helpful. I'm sure it will be, because like I said, even me myself, with all the years of experience in the collecting world, I was still stuck as to what kind of blood to use, and now that I found this, that problem is well and truly solved. So drop a like on the video if you find it helpful, and subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. And something worth mentioning as well, when Trick or Treat Studios do release the 1/6 scale Art the Clown, that's this guy, I want to get 2 of those, because like I've said in the past, I want to have a clean version of Art the Clown and I want a really bloody version. And that blood I showed you is going to be absolutely fantastic for a bloody Art the Clown. I'm sure I won't be the only one who ends up doing that, but man, it's going to look friggin' cool. Quite tempted to possibly make a bloody version of this guy, but I don't know, might be a bit much, because anyone who comes in here, they always say that they're terrified of this. So it'd be even worse if he was covered in the red stuff. Vampirella as well, that's another character. Because I've got 2 1/6 scale Vampirella figures, I've always toyed with the idea of having a blood-drenched Vampirella, like she's been bathing in blood or showering in blood. Not completely red, but just loads of blood dripping down around her body. But I don't know if I'll do that, we'll see. But there's so many figures and characters that the fake blood will be handy for, especially this 1/6 scale Cool Models Werewolf. I always thought he was a little bit clean. I might actually do some blood on his fangs and around the mouth, but I'll save that for another video. I'm not going to rush into that one because that's quite a rare piece and it's quite expensive now. but that's definitely something to watch out for on the channel in the near future. But let's see who else could do with a blooding. Not Toy Story. But yeah, there's plenty of characters. I mean, Chucky, you know, you could always make him a bit more gnarly. Freddy's glove, I mean, I've got a spare. This figure came with like 3 different hands, 3 different gloved hands, so I could always make one of the gloves a bit more nasty looking. But yes, the possibilities are all there. Ooh, I will definitely use it on his chainsaw, because that's the blood that I kind of made myself just with paint. So I'm going to go over that with the EBA blood and put some on his apron as well. It looked really fresh. I'll show you that in another video in the future as well. There's going to be a lot of blood on the channel, folks. Not real blood. Bear that in mind. It's all fake. Alright, so you'll just need some paint brushes. I've already been using this one to apply some blood, as you can see. I was using this on my Halloween Kills mask rehauls for some of the little bloody areas. But just a little small little brush like that. So you can do, you don't want to go in too heavy. I'd start small and work your way up from there. So maybe we'll start with just a little test on this Trick or Treat Studios Michael Myers 1/6 scale knife. It is plastic, so I'd practice. If you have yourself something like a custom Shadow Fergo real metal and wood knife, I would practice on something like this first, just so you can get your technique down and your blood patterns and stuff like that. So we'll start off on this knife. Let's see how that goes. Ooh, hello. Got this one in more of a kind of crawling or you know, prowling stance, but I think, you know, this is going to look incredible with the blood dripping off his fangs. It's going to heighten the piece. Check out the review on the channel for this figure that just went up a few days ago. Alright, so I've got my phone on my tripod here, and I'm going to be looking through the camera instead of looking at it with my actual eyes, but I need to film myself doing it. I just feel like you guys would want to see it happening, so go ahead and show you this. So yeah, as you can see, very convincing looking fake blood. So let's just get yeah, see now, because I've been using this, the bristles are all stuck together, so it's basically, you know, it doesn't really function as an actual brush anymore, but it should be fine for what we're doing. Right, so let's just dip that in there, and then let's get blooding. It's got kind of it's a little bit of a thick texture to it, not too thick. And because I'm looking through the camera and doing this, guys, I'm not going to be doing this as good as I would if I was really concentrating and not filming myself doing it. But I just want to show you the application and how it would go on the knife here. To be honest, you might want to use something else to apply it onto the knife and let it get a bit goopy in places. So it's not looking too bad. We want to get it to look like I want to try, let me just move this out of the way in case the camera's trying to focus on that. I hope you guys can see okay. I'll try and get a few sort of streaks, give a bit of motion like the knife has been moving. I don't think I'm actually using the best tool for the job here, folks, because like I said, this brush is all kind of stuck together, but it does dry pretty damn quick and does look very convincing. So definitely not the best job I'm doing here, folks, because like I say, I'm sort of keep looking to see if it's in focus, and it's not exactly ideal, but you will get the idea hopefully. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, it looks wet and that's going to dry. Let me just adjust the brightness here a pinch. There we go. So that'll be dry in a matter of maybe 5-10 minutes, and it will stay looking exactly as we see it here. It will always look wet and fresh. So yeah, definitely Looks pretty nasty. Let's put some on this bit here. It's just... Get that on there. I don't mind if it gets a bit goopy, because... Is that the word? Goopy? Is that what I'm after? Right, I'm not looking through the phone anymore. I'm looking over the top of the phone to try and get a bit more of a decent application here. Yeah, because of the thickness and the kind of, you know, it is quite thick and sticky. So it doesn't go on as well or as easily as paint would. Like when I mix different kinds of acrylic reds together with a bit of black. It's a bit trickier to put on than that because it is thicker and a bit more sticky. But if you take your time with it, and if you're not filming yourself doing it at the same time, I'm sure you'll get some really good results. But that is pretty much the gist. And like I said, that will always look wet and nasty. So I'm not going to film myself painting my Neca Werewolf from American Werewolf in London because I really don't want to make any mistakes here. So I'm going to take my time with that, and I'll come back and show you in stages how I'm progressing with the teeth here. So same thing, but I'm going to make the teeth a bit more bloody and the gums and around the mouth. So wish me luck, and I'll be right back with you. But that does look pretty good, doesn't it? It's pretty good. Okay, so this one is coming along nicely. I've got the blood around the mouth as well. Now that little goop there, let me bring in the light a little bit closer. Not too pleased with how this bit looks, so I'm just going to mooch that around a little bit. It's a bit too blobby. There you go. But yeah, very scary looking. I mean, it was already terrifying, but now he looks like he's... Well, it's that bit in Piccadilly Circus where you get the close-ups of the side of the head as he's walking through Piccadilly Circus, kind of just like gnashing at people. And it just got some on the tongue there, put some at the back of the mouth. I tried to red up the inside there a little bit. I got some around the fur around the mouth as well. But, you know, it's always going to look wet. It's always going to look fresh. And I think it's going to be, you know, very much a heightener for a piece like this. I mean, you may not want to alter it in case you want to sell it one day, because this will probably be quite a rare, valuable figure one day from Neca. One of the ones that goes up in value because it's so popular. People waited on this for so long. But this is very effective. The perfect stuff, really. So let me just keep working on this, and then I will obviously do pretty much the same sort of thing to the closed mouth version, because I think that's going to look, you know, it's going to be absolutely terrifying. But so far, perfect results. Really effective. Alright, so I finished with this open mouth head. And I just added a little bit more blood around the mouth on the fur. Like there's been a really savage, frantic attack here by Oscar, the Kessler wolf. And now I'm going to apply the blood to this head. So we'll see how this turns out. Even though you'd assume the open mouth version would be the more terrifying, aggressive look of the two, there's something about the way this looks straight on like this, with the mouth closed, but all the teeth fully exposed, and the angry kind of furrow in the brow, the rage of the beast, and just the evil stare dead into your soul. It's going to be all the more terrifying once we apply the clarity. Okay, so almost done with this. It looks absolutely terrifying. Not too sure if I want to go too far with it, but I might just add a little bit more. I'm doing this now, looking through the phone. Doesn't matter because it's blood, isn't it? It's not supposed to be absolutely perfectly applied, is it? I mean, unless you're going for a very specific look. But I am just going for pure, absolute frantic werewolf, tearing people apart rage. So there's going to be blood everywhere. And just get some around here. So he's going to be shaking his head like crazy when he's got someone in his mouth. And it's like Ruby, my dog, when she gets hold of a chew toy. I've seen that happen. I had a vintage Sonic the Hedgehog plushie thing. It was really, really cool, and I discovered it in my loft a couple of years back, and I was so happy because it was proper, you know, from back when Sonic the Hedgehog first came out. And I stupidly left it on the floor for a minute. I came back in the room and Ruby had ripped it apart. Like, I was like, no, Sonic. That's alright, I forgave her. What are you going to do? She's too cute to stay mad at. Anyway, that looks fantastic. And I'll leave it at that for now on this guy. Don't want to lose the colour of the teeth too much. I don't want to completely make the teeth and gums red, because you want a bit of a, you know, you want to see some of the gums, you want to see some of the teeth, and you want to see the blood. You want to see some of that blood around the mouth as well. And on the fur. I think that looks really cool. Right, now I'm just going to do a little bit on his paws, claws, and then as time goes on I might add a little bit more to, like, around here, around the sort of main area, but I won't do that right now because I want to get this video done for you, get it uploaded. But let's do a little bit of these claws here. Now also, it might help conceal some of the joints here, you know, these visible joints that I'm not too keen on seeing, so the blood might actually do a good job of slightly concealing those joints as well. So that's something I'm trying to do also. Okay, so it also says on the top there, shake well for 2 minutes, which I didn't do. But, you know. So there's the mane. So I'll put some blood on there, put a nice goopy bit there. That will dry and stay looking exactly as it is when it's applied. Let's put the mane back on. Now let's put the closed mouth head back on here. And that's on there now. Alright, so I've done the claws and the paws and tried to hide the joints a little bit. So that's a nice little touch there, the way it does conceal to some extent the ball joints. And I'm sure they'll still function. It might be a bit stiffer than usual, which is actually good because I want him to stay in this low kind of crawling stance. So I did the other foot as well. He's got some gnarly blood on there. So he's got some on his mane. And I mean, obviously this is a quick little job just to show you how it works and the effect. But I will always go in later and probably finesse this a little bit. But let me just get a few angles here for you. So yeah, actually looks a little bit more subtle. Not close up. Close up you can really see the blood there. But from far away it's not that obvious. So I might do a little bit more as time goes on. But baby steps. Don't rush into it. Don't go putting on too much too quickly. But I love the blood on the paws. I'll do some more up here later on. Blend it all in a bit better. So that's how that's looking. Let's try it with the open mouth head. Let's put that on there. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Wow. It looks even more terrifying than before. So, the bloody Kessler wolf. You could always put some there as well to conceal that joint. It's up to you folks. But I hope you have found this video helpful and inspiring, and get out there and get blooding. Let the blood flow. Let the blood fest begin. I am your blood king. Right, so drop a like on the video. That helps me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you real soon. Check me out on Instagram at DeanKnight333 for plenty of pics and clips. Alright guys, see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.